Now moving ahead to some special type of angles. Okay, when you are working with angles, there are certain angles that you know which are really special because their measurements it's fixed and you always have these kind of angles seen frequently in your questions. So these are called the special measures. So starting with, there are some angles which we can construct accurately with the help of compass. Okay, so why are they special? Because we can draw these angles very accurately using the compass and without even using the protractor. Okay, so let us begin with the construction of 60 degrees angle. This is very simple and very much fun to draw this. So I really hope that you are drawing and constructing these structures with me. Starting with construction of 60 degrees angle. So step 1 is that draw a line M and mark a point C on it. Okay. So first of all you draw a line M and then anywhere on this line M you will mark a point C. Okay. Step 2 says take C as the center and draw an arc of any radius that cuts the line at point D. So here first of all you have drawn a line, then you have marked a point C on it, and then with any opening of the radius, like any opening for your compass, you need to make an arc over here. Okay, keeping C as the center. So put the pointer of your compass at C and draw an arc. Now, while taking D as the center, we need to draw an arc with the same radius. Okay, so first of all, you had this line M. You chose a point C on it. With any suitable radius on the compass, you make an arc. So it is meeting the line M at the point D. Without disturbing the opening of this compass, you put the pointer at D and you cut the previously drawn arc like you are shown here. Okay. Now what you do? Simply join the 2 points that you have observed, that is C and point E, and what you have got is your angle C of measure 60 degrees. It's really simple. You just have to draw a straight line, make any point on it, then with any suitable radius you make an arc. Don't change this opening of your compass. Put the pointer over here at the point of intersection of the arc and the line and make an arc cutting the previously drawn arc. Now just join these 2 points, that is where we are going to start the angle from, and this particular point of intersection of the 2 arcs, and what angle you see in front of you is angle 60 degrees. Simple. Moving ahead to the next special angle, that is 120 degrees. I hope you can see angle of 120 degrees is nothing else but it is twice of 60 degrees, right? It's double of 60. So what you do, step 1, that is say draw a line, mark a point on it, say line M and you mark a point C on it. Then you put the pointer at C and you draw a big arc this time. Okay, draw a big arc of any suitable radius. So put the pointer at C and draw an arc of any radius which cuts the line M at point D. Clear? Now what you do is, while taking D as the center, like we did earlier for 60 degrees, keeping D as the pointer, we make an arc. Okay, so while taking D as the center, we need to draw an arc with the same radius to cut the previous arc at point E. Now do the same step again. This time take E as the center. So you put the pointer at this point E this time and you draw an arc with the same radius that cuts the first arc. Let it meet at point F. Okay. Now join F to the point C and the observed radius. The angle that you have got is 120 degrees. Okay. So let's recollect the steps. So we have got this angle of 120 degrees measured. Clear? Simple. Now moving ahead to see the construction of 30 degrees. Now as we just learned that 120, it was double of 60. What about 30? It is half of 60. Is that right? So we need to draw angle 30 degree by drawing the bisector of angle 60 degrees. Clear? When we were drawing 120, we had to double 60 in order to get to 120. Now to draw 30 degrees, we need to find what is half of 60, that is 30. So we will half the angle 60 in order to draw this. So we just need to draw 60 degrees angle and then we need to bisect that angle. Clear? So it says to construct 30 degrees angle, we need to draw an angle of 60 degrees as we have just done, and then we'll bisect it with the process of angle bisector. So how do we do? First of all, we need to draw a line L. We mark a point O on this. Take any opening for your compasses, any opening, right? Then you make a big arc, okay, on this particular line L cutting at point A, okay. Now don't disturb the opening of your compass. You need to put the point at A and mark a point, mark an arc on the previously drawn arc. Say it is intersecting at point B. Now if you join O to point B, you will observe the angle of 60 degrees. Now in order to draw 30 degrees, we need to bisect this particular 60 degrees angle. Now join OC, and what you have observed is half of angle C. So this particular angle that you have got is 30 degrees in measure. So it is 30 on this side and this 30 on this side as well. Okay. So this is your 30 degrees angle that you have made. Moving ahead to construction of 90 degrees angle. Now 90 degrees angle is nothing else but half of 180. So one thing that you can draw is you can draw the perpendicular bisector to 180 degrees angle. It's simple. You draw a straight line and you draw a perpendicular bisector on it. So how do? You draw a straight line. What you do? You take the pointer on, say, this particular line, mark any 2 points A and B. Okay. So these A and B, they are the points. So you keep the opening of your compass anywhere between more than half of AB. Now you put the pointer at point B, you make an arc. With the same opening, put the pointer at A, make another arc. They are meeting at point C. Okay. So now join C to the point O. You have got the angle COA, or we can say AOC, that measures 90 degrees. I hope this is clear. Now the other way to do this is you need to draw the bisector of angle 60 and 120. Okay, because if you add 60 degrees to 30 degrees, you will get 90 degrees. So if you make angle 60 and then you make another angle 30, what you will see is angle 90. So how do you do this? First of all, make a line OB. On this line OB, keeping the pointer at O with any suitable radius for your compass, make an arc. Let it intersect OB at point X. Now don't disturb this particular opening. From X as the center, you need to make an arc which is meeting the previously drawn arc at point D. Okay. If you join O to D, this will be 60 degrees, right? Now with the same opening of the compass, keeping the pointer at D, you will make another arc. It will be meeting at point C. If you join this particular point C to O, you will get 120. Right, but these are not the point of concern for us. We need to draw the angle bisector here for this particular angle, that is for angle which is between 60 and 120. Now what you do? Don't disturb the opening of your angle, this particular compass that you have. Keeping the pointer at D, you make an arc over here that you see at point C. So keeping the pointer at D, you make an arc over here. So either you keep the same opening, or you can keep the opening of the compass greater than half of CD. Okay. So keeping the pointer at D, you make an arc over here. Keeping the pointer at C, you make an arc over here, meeting at point E. So now what you join is E to O. Okay. So this particular angle here, if you join this is 60, right? This one is 60. This one was 120. Now this particular small region that you have, this is 30 degrees. So this was 60, this is 30, and together 30 and 60, this particular angle that we have got is 90 degrees in measure. Clear? Let's recollect what we did in order to draw the angle bisector, in order to draw the 90 degree angle by drawing the bisector of 60 and 120. So first of all, we draw a line. Here we have marked a point O. Keeping any suitable radius for the compass, draw a big arc. Don't disturb the opening. Make an arc over here. It will be 60 degrees. Make another arc, keeping a pointer at here with the first arc meets. Now here, don't disturb the opening, or you can just make it a little smaller. Make sure it is somewhere between these 2 points. Let me name this as A, B and C. So first of all, keeping the pointer at O, you make a big arc. It is intersecting the line at point A. Don't disturb the opening of compass. Keeping the pointer at A, you make an arc at point B. Then you keep the pointer at B, you make another arc. Let us name it as C. Now you need to draw the angle bisector for this particular arc BC. So you make the opening of your compass which is more than half of BC. So keep the pointer at B, make an arc over here. Keep the pointer at C, make an arc over here, and join these 2 points. Let us say we meet it at point D. So we have got this particular angle DOA equals to 90 degrees. Clear and simple, I hope. Now, if you want to draw 45 degrees, you just need to construct angle bisector to 90. So the first step till you have reached 90 degree angle is same that we have just discussed. Now, open the opening, keep the opening of your compass anywhere which is greater than half of this particular point. Say this is point X. So keep the opening of the compass greater than half of Bx. So here you keep the point at B, you make an arc. Here you keep the point at X, you make an arc. Join it and you will see that OF is the angle bisector of angle EOA. And this particular angle that you have got is 45 degrees. And also because this is the same angle, so it is also 45 degrees. I hope this is clear, right? So now we will see how we can draw and construct, I can say, about the angle of 15 degrees in measure. In order to draw 15 degrees angle, what do you need? You just need to draw half of 30 degrees. Is that right? Because 15 is half of 30. So how do we draw 30 degrees angle? Do you remember? The first thing that we need is 60 degrees angle. Right? So when you draw 60 degrees angle, you bisect it. You will get 30 degrees angle. If you further bisect 30 degrees angle, you will get 15 degrees angle. Okay? Because every time we are going half to each of the given angle. So let us just draw a rough image here how 15 degrees angle will look like. I want you to draw this yourself in your notebook. It's going to help you a lot in the construction. So first thing that we'll do is we'll draw a straight line, say L, and we'll make a point, say point O on it. Okay? Now we'll use the compasses and we open the compass of any suitable radius, and then we make an arc here which is cutting the line L, say at point A. Okay? Without disturbing the opening of the compass, we keep the pointer at point A and then we make an arc which is cutting the previously drawn arc. Okay? So now let's say this is meeting at point B. Now we join this point O to the point B. So what we have drawn here so far is 60 degrees angle. So we have drawn angle AOB equals to 60 degrees. So in order to go half to it, So going to 30 degrees, we need to bisect this particular angle. How do we do? You need to open the compass with a radius which is more than half of AB. So keeping the point at A, we will mark an angle over here, an arc over here. Keeping the point at B, we will mark an arc over here. Right? Let's say this is point C. Now we will join point O to the point C. So students, what have we got now? We have got half of 60 degrees. So this particular angle that we have got is 30 degrees. So let us name it here. Angle AOC is equal to 30 degrees. Now let us bisect 30 degrees. So let's say this point here is point D. Okay. So now we need to open the compass something which is more than half of AD. Okay. Keeping the point at A, we make an arc over here. Keeping the point at D, we make an arc over here. Now let's join these 2 points. Let's say this is point E. Okay. And what we have got now is angle AOE that measures half of 30, that is 15 degrees. I hope this is clear how we have made this particular angle of 15 degrees measure by first drawing 60 degrees, then bisecting it, we got 30 degrees. Then we further bisected 30 in order to get 15 degrees, right? Now, this is how a clean image of 15 degrees will look like if you are using the ruler, compasses, everything, right? So this is 15 degrees angle by bisecting 60 and then 30 again. Moving ahead, how can we construct 150 degrees, right? So first of all, when you draw 60 degrees, right? How do you draw 90? You add 30 to it. Is that right? Now, if you add 60 to 60, what do you get? You get 120. If you have 120 and if you add 30 to it, what are you going to get? Correct. This is what you need to draw 150 degrees. That is, you need to draw 120 and then you need to do 30 more to it. Let's see how we can do this. Now this is a little tricky but is very interesting for sure. I hope you remember when we drew 90-degree angle, we made 60, then we made 120 and then we bisected 60 and 120, right? Now we are going to do something similar. First of all, you need to draw a line and say you mark a point anywhere on it. Okay. Now with any suitable radius, you open the compass and you make a big arc here. Okay. The first thing, say this meets at point A on the line L. With the same radius, that is the same opening of your compass, you keep the point at point A and you mark an arc over here. Say this is meeting at point B. So if you join O to B, you will get 60 degrees angle. Further go ahead, keep the pointer at B, don't disturb the compass and make another arc here. Right? Let's say this meets at point C. Now this particular point C, if you join it to O, you will get an angle of 120 degrees measure, right? Now if you go ahead and mark another arc keeping the point at C, you will observe an arc over here. If you join this particular arc, let's say it's point D, to the point O, you will get 180 degrees angle. Why? Because we are making the angles of 60, 60 and 60 every time. So 60 added to 60 is 120 and 120 added to 60 is 180, right? Now, what we need to do, we need to draw 150 degrees angle, that is 120 plus 30 degrees we need. So we are going to bisect 120 and 180 degrees in here. Okay. So now what you need to do is, you need to open the compass with the measure which is greater than half of CD. Okay. So keeping the point at C, you make an arc over here. With the same radius, keeping the point at D, you make an arc over here. And then you just need to do is, you need to join this particular point to the point O. Okay. So this line got slanted a bit here. So when you join this particular angle that you have got is angle 150 degrees. Clear? What we did? First of all, we made 60 degrees angle, we made 120 degrees angle, we make 180 degrees angle. Then we bisected 120 and 180 degrees so that we can get this particular measure of angle as 30 more. Okay, so this is 30 more to 120, so we got 150 in total. So if you are doing this and you will draw a neat figure, this is the kind of image that you will observe. Okay, now they have given you another method to do this. Okay, you can see that they have drawn this by drawing 90 degrees and 60 degrees. Now I would like to say here that there are different ways to draw a certain angle. So you can draw 150 by drawing 120 added to 30, right? Another thing that you can do is you can draw 90 degrees and then you can add 60 to it. Okay, or what you can do, just draw a 30 degrees angle. Okay, just draw, listen to this carefully, just draw a 30 degrees angle. Okay, now complete this line of 120 and whatever you see here, it is 150 degrees angle. Clear? So there are different ways by which you can draw a certain angle. So here how they have drawn, let's discuss this. 90 and 61. First of all, you need to draw 90 degrees angle. So how do you do it? You first draw 60, then you draw 120, then you bisect them. So you get the angle of 90 degrees measure, right? Now in order to draw 60 more after 90, so you keep this particular line here as your angle, right? So this, keeping the point, we make an arc. So we make an arc of 60 more after 90. So this is 60 more after 90 and what you get is 150 angle in total. Okay. Or what they have done is that they have marked this here, this line AP, and on this line AP they have marked this as angle 16 here. So keeping 60 and then you bisect it. So this comes out to be 30 more and the angle that you will get is 150 because 180 take away 100 because 180 take away 30 is 150 degrees. Okay, so these are different ways how you can draw the same.